Welcome to all in the new lecture. So, here that lecture on limits, and in your syllabus, you have only the one variable differentiation and one variable the limits. So, here we will discuss about the limits of one variable. So, first of all, what are the limits? Actually, limits are built upon concept of infinitesimal. Instead of evaluating a function at a certain x value, limits ask the question, what value does a function approaches as its input and a constant becomes infinitesimally small? So, notice how this question doesn't depend upon the fc actually is. The notation for writing a limit as x approaches a constant of the function fx is limit x tends to c fx is equal to capital L. Actually here we denote the limit by value of limit by capital L, and c is here the constant. So we represent our limit is like that, means fx we have any function of x. If we take the limit of this function at any constant value, so that will be a value that is here says that capital L. So now how to evaluate the limits? So we have some different ways to evaluate the limit. It depend on the function. First is the direct substitution. So here direct substitution means here sometimes suppose uh, we have the limit x approaches c and fx is equal to fc, means in this case we just directly put the value of x in our given function fx, then we get the value of the limit. Like that we have a such type of function fx is that in which we just directly put if x tends to c, means x approaches to c, then we get the value of the limit, that is we say here fc. So that is the direct substitution. And one more thing is here we have that is called the squeeze theorem, which directly value we have this limit x tends to 0 sine x upon x. We have this limit value is always 1. So you have to remember this concept. Now, second one is dividing out technique. Dividing out technique. Suppose first here we have to always start by using the substitution method. How to use your apply the limit? First of all, whichever function you have given, first thing is that you have to do first step that you have to use the substitution method. If this method is not applicable, means you can't get the value of your limit by direct substitution. So and your form is like that, you have get when you direct substitute the value in fx and you get the value is indeterminate form, such as 0 by 0, infinity by infinity. In further we will discuss about these indeterminate forms. So if you have this type of situation, and indeterminate form it has if then form, so you have to try the dividing out technique. So what is this here? Because both the numerator and denominator are 0 in the indeterminate form, actually the numerator is also 0 when you put direct value of x, and denominator is also 0. So you know they share a similar factor, it means that you can do the factorize that of that function. And if there is a matching factor in the numerator and denominator, so you can cancel out and write your new simplified function, attempt the substitution method. Again, plug whatever value x is approaches in for x. Means you have to first factorize the functions, given function in numerator or denominator as you have, like you have the function. So some terms will be cancelled out there, and the remaining part which have you get the, you have to put the x value of x approaches to x, uh, any value of x by the substitution method, then you will get the value of the limit. Now we take some examples of this. So through examples you have cleared it how to find the limit of the function. Suppose here we have this expression and function is x minus 5 upon x square minus 25 and limit is x tends to 5. So you have to find the value of this limit. So you can see here, if we direct put means we use the substitution method here, means substitution method is means that you have to put directly x is equal to 5. When you put here x is equal to 5, so it become 5 minus 5 0, and here when you put x is equal to 5, so it become 25 minus 25, so 0 by 0. So you get the form of 0 by 0, that is indeterminate form. So here what you do, so you can factorize the denominator here, right? This is x square minus 25. We can write this 5 square. So I think you already know that what is the formula of a square minus b square, that is a minus b, a plus b. So now like that you can factorize it. So by a minus b, a plus b, it become x plus 5, x minus 5. So now you see here, in numerator we have is the x minus 5 and in denominator is also we have x minus 5. So these terms will be cancelled out. So remaining we have 1 upon x plus 5. Now you put here your you apply here your substitution method, means put here x tends to 5. When you put here x tends to 5, so you will get the value value here, means you put 5, so it become 5 plus 5 10, so it is 1 by 10. So now you will get the value of this limit, that is 1 by 10. Clear how to use the divide factorization? Next, if another example we take here, our function is x square plus x minus 6 upon x square minus 9 and limit is x tends to minus 3. Now find the limit of this function. Now here you can see that in numerator we have a quadratic equation and in denominator we have also the quadratic equation, and when you just first step to solve any limit, you first you apply the substitution method, means first you try to put directly the value of x, right? So when you put here x is equal to minus 3, so it become minus 3 whole square, that is 9 plus minus 3 minus 6, so it become 9 minus 9, so it becomes 0. When you put here x is equal to minus 3 in denominator, so it become 9 minus 9 0. So again we have the form of 0 by 0. So we can't use here to find the value of limit by substitution method. Now second way we have to use the factorization method. So you do first factor of this. So when you the factorize of the numerator quadratic equation and the denominator, so you will get x plus 3x minus 2, and this is here you apply a square minus b square, so it become x plus 3x minus 3. Now you can see that in numerator we have x plus 3 and in denominator we have x plus 3. So these two common factors here we have in numerator and denominator, so these will be cancelled out. Now remaining we have x minus 2 and upon x minus 3. Now you apply here the substitution method. So when you apply here x is equal tends to minus 3, so it become minus 3 minus 2 and minus 3 minus 3, so you will get the value minus 5 by minus 6 and it is 5 by 6. So we get the value of this limit. Clear? Okay, so next we have the rationalization. Rationalizing means always you have will across actually sometimes you will come across limits the radical in fractions. Steps like, first of all, I told you that you have to use the direct substitution. Uh, and after that, if you arrive at an undefined answer, it means that you have the indeterminate form, and you can't your expression is like that, your function is like that, that you can't factorize of that. So in that case you have to use the rationalize. So when you try to rationalize either the numerator or denominator by multiplying the expression with the special form of 1. So then simplify the expression and evaluate the limit. So let's try the examples here. if we our function is square root of x plus 1 minus 1 upon x and limit is x tends to 0, so solve how to find the limit of this function. So here you can see, first you apply here substitution method, means directly when you put here x tends to 0, so it is become 1 minus 1, so it becomes 0 numerator and denominator is also 0, so 0 by 0 form, it is the indeterminate form. So after that you can't factorize it actually here, right? So you can't factorize of this any function of numerator or any denominator. So what you do here, how to solve this limit? So here you have to use the rationalization, means you have to rationalize it. And how to do rationalize it? You have to multiply and divide by the suppose you have in numerator square root of x plus 1 minus 1, so you have to multiply and divide by square root of x plus 1 plus 1 upon square root of x plus 1 plus 1. So you have to multiply and divide by the opposite of this, so this is called the rationalize, right? So now, and it doesn't affect out the function. Now multiply these, when you multiply this here you have a minus b, a plus b, like that, so it become a square minus b square, so it become x plus 1 minus 1, and in denominator you have x square root of x plus 1 plus 1. Now 1 is cancel out and x is also cancel out, so it become 1 upon square root of x plus 1 plus 1. Now you can directly put the value of x tends to 0, when you put here x tends to 0, so you become 1 upon 2. So now you can find the value of the limit. Another example, if we have the function is x upon 3 minus square root of x plus 9 and limit here is x tends to 0. So again we have this type of condition, when you directly put here 0, so it becomes 0, and this is the square root of 9 is 3, so 3 minus 3 it becomes 0, and numerator is 0, so it is a 0 by 0 form. Now and you can't factorize of any numerator or denominator, so you have to rationalize here. So here we rationalize it by 3 plus square root of x plus 9, and 3 plus square root of x plus 9 you have to multiply and divide by this. Now in numerator you have x 3 plus square root of x plus 9, and denominator it become a minus b, a plus b, and a minus b, a plus b, it become a square minus b square. So a square 3 square is 9 minus b square, so it become x plus 9. So 9 is cancel out here, and so we have become this, and x is cancel out, so it become 3 plus square root of x plus 9 upon minus 1. Now you can put directly x tends to 0, when we apply here x tends to 0, so it becomes square root of 9, that is 3, so 3 plus 3 6, and this become minus 6. So minus 6 is the limit value of this limit. Clear how to rationalize the function? Next we have the indeterminate forms. So in the last slides we talk about the indeterminate forms. So what are these indeterminate forms actually? If we have a limit of the form of suppose limit x tends to a, fx upon gx, and fx tends to 0 and gx is again tends to 0 as x tends to a, then this limit may or may not exist and is called the indeterminate form. Like here we have the indeterminate form is 0 by 0. And if our suppose our form is again is this type, and fx tends to infinitive and gx tends to infinitive, then limit may or may not exist in this case also, and it is called the indeterminate form, and this is the type of infinitive by infinitive. So we have the some more different types of indeterminate forms are here. One is 0 by 0, this is also the indeterminate form. If we have the infinitive by infinitive, this is also the indeterminate forms. And some other forms we have, suppose we have this type of 0 into infinitive, so this is also our if our function is like that, when we directly put the value of x and we get 0 multiply infinitive, so this is also the indeterminate form. And if we have the infinitive raised to the power 0 is this type of function, so this is also the indeterminate form. Next one is if 0 is power 0, so this is also the indeterminate form. And 1 raised to the power infinitive, this is also the indeterminate form. infinitive minus infinitive, this is also the indeterminate form, and 0 minus infinitive, this is also the form of indeterminate form. So like that, if we have the function, so these all are the indeterminate forms. Now point is that how to solve these type of indeterminate forms. So one other rule, we have the L'Hospital rule, that is called the L'Hospital rules, applies for this type of indeterminate form. So first of all, what is the L'Hospital rule? Actually here, suppose our function f and g are differentiable and g dash x is not equal to 0 and an open interval I that contains a. So suppose limit x tends to fx is equal to 0 and limit x tends to fx equal to 0. It means that which type of indeterminate form is it? Is this 0 by 0? And if suppose maybe limit x tends to fx is plus minus infinity, or limit x tends to a gx is equal to plus minus infinity, so this indeterminate form is by infinitive. So in such case, how to solve this indeterminate form? So by using the L'Hospital rule, we can solve any type of indeterminate form. And the L'Hospital rule is that limit x tends to a, we have to differentiate in separately in numerator and separately in denominator. So f dash x upon g dash x, and then we apply x tends to a, so we can get the value of this limit. Clear? Now, how to apply the rule? If it's a fraction form, take the derivative of top and the derivative of the bottom, then take the limit. Repeat this process until the answer is not in an indeterminate form. What is the process? It means that when you differentiate numerator and denominator, then you apply your substitution method. But suppose again when you apply your substitution method and again you will get the indeterminate form, so again you have to apply the L'Hospital rule, means you have to again differentiate the numerator separately and denominator separately, then you apply your substitution method. So then till now you get the value of the limit. So text is some examples here. If we have suppose sin x upon x function and limit is x tends to 0, so what is the value of this? So here you can use here, when you apply directly x tends to 0, so in numerator limit x tends to 0, when we apply the sine 0, you know the value of sine 0 is 0. And here in denominator, if we apply limit x tends to 0, that is x, so it obviously is 0. So this is our the 0 by 0 form. So this is our the indeterminate form. Now we have the indeterminate form when we apply limit x tends to 0. So here we use the L'Hospital rule to solve this. And what is the L'Hospital rule? According to L'Hospital rule, limit x tends to 0, we have to differentiate numerator separately and the denominator separately. So you know that what is the differentiation of sin x? That is cos x, and the differentiation of x, that is 1. So now you apply here the substitution method, means apply your limit x tends to 0. So cos 0 value is 1 upon 1, so it become 1. So the value limit of x tends to 0, sin x upon x is equal to 1. Clear? So let's some more examples of this. Suppose our function is log x upon x minus 1, limit x tends to 1. So we have to find the limit of this function. Now when you put here x tends to 1 in numerator, so limit x tends to 1, log x means log 1, and you know that the value of log 1 is 0, and limit x tends to 1 x minus 1, this value is again 0. So here we have the 0 by 0 form, that is the indeterminate form. So here we use the L'Hospital rule. And what is the L'Hospital rule? Differentiate of the numerator and differentiate of the denominator. So what is the differentiation of log x? The differentiation of log x is 1 by x, and the differentiation of x minus 1, x differentiation is 1, and this is a constant, and constant differentiation is, you know, that 0. So it become only 1, and it is become 1 upon x. So now when you apply here x tends to 1 limit, so it become 1. Clear? How to solve the limit, and how can we find the limit of any function of one variable by using the some different types of methods. And L'Hospital rule is that rule which you can apply any type of indeterminate form. So you can directly apply the L'Hospital rule and find the limits. Clear? So today's lecture is completed now. Thank you. Be happy, be healthy.